Welcome back to the spaceport and the corner of the stabilizer bracket that's was built before phones got really nice wide-angle lenses. Anyway, working on the Kubota, blah blah blah. Back to the deal with the rake and stuff on the Kawasaki and the heavy steering. I'm just gonna say I've been learning and discovering lots of or making connections between caster, rake and caster and stuff. I mean, look at this mower. It's got casters. So yeah, there's a lot to be inferred. There we go. That was a word I was looking for earlier in an earlier take of this video, which I'm not likely to show. So the sidecar, which is on its side right now, or upside down. When it's on the bike, I don't know how many of you have ridden a motorcycle with a sidecar attached before, but it's terrifying, especially when you go over bumps and the sidecar is an rigid outrigger over there. You hit a bump with that and it shoves the whole bike sideways, and when it pushes on the bike, or kicks it this way, the steering is affected too, because it's like it does this. It's pushing this pivot point off, and so yeah, that's terrifying. And what I've seen on sidecar rigs where they actually go ahead and change the forks to compensate for that is that they adjust it so that the pivot point of the steering head, the pivot. Oh, where's my pointer? Here it is. The pivot of the steering head is right in line with where the tire actually touches the ground. So like on this bicycle here, there we go. On this bicycle, so this is the angle of the steering head here. And see how it is forward like that? On sidecar rigs, it really goes forward so that where it pivots and is actually right where it touches the ground. So when you get a shove to the side, it doesn't kick into it and throw your steering off. So that's a pretty cool thing. So yeah, just something. Yeah, because I'd like to have the sidecar back on, and I think I had mentioned that one of the excuses for the super overkill, world's biggest displacement production V-twin engine bike here. Was to be able to pull a sidecar, really good. By the way, sidecars, super awesome and terrifying, and really destroy the feel of the motorcycle. So it's like, it ruins the experience, but it also makes it so much better. It's both horrible and so much better. Let me see, terrifying and fun at the same time, because it's so different and so sketchy. Anyway, but there's another thing you can do is just make it so the sidecar is not rigidly mounted, and it's just more like a side trailer then, if you know what I mean. So it just you can tilt the bike, lean the bike however you want, and the sidecar still stays on the ground, and your bumps don't mess it up as much. But for a rigid rig, yeah, you really want to have your fork angle aligned so that a shove from the side really doesn't set off your steering. And I think that's one of the problems with this geometry here, is that this angle going down from the head is not intersecting the tire patch on where it touches the ground. I have a feeling that that the actual pivot point of the steering is a good chunk forward of where it actually touches the ground. So when you turn the steering wheel, the handlebar, it's moving the whole bike sideways, because it's doing like a compass maneuver. The point that's pivoted, let's say the tire patch is there, but it wants to rotate from my pinky here. So it's like, scraping, and it's like, oh my God, this is so heavy. And it's way worse when you tilt it way off to the side and you have all the weight of the bike that you have to lift off the ground. I mean, like, it's trying to like lift a pancake up off the side instead of having a vertical wheel that you're turning like this. You're trying to steer that weight over like that. It's like, oh my God, so heavy. So that could probably be fixed by changing the steering head or whatever. That would probably be an ill-advised disaster. But, you know, something to play with in my head. So there you go. So that's one of the things of you get from, let me see, not looking it up, or no, not reading the manual. How does this go? Don't read the manual when you go to fix something, although, yeah, it's nice to have it on hand. But there's a joy, and not just joy, there's a good exercise in what you get from actually solving a problem, like looking at something, saying, "Oh, that needs to be fixed," and whatever. You know, I know when I see this thing, I know that it needs this certain thing, and I figured that out, and I got good at doing. You know, this is, you know, just paraphrase, or this is what you could say. Like, I can figure things out even if they're new to me. I can figure out new problems because I'm spontaneous. I'm a jazz musician, you know, so to speak. I can improvise, which is kind of the theme of these videos too. These are all improvised, and my cheat sheet of notes, didn't end up happening. Left this on, that's bad. All right, that's it. I'm overthinking it too much. Gotta keep it mellow and not put too much work into it, because God, I've been falling asleep like sitting in a chair watching TV. That is not normal for me. Really exhausting work lately. Really, really exhausting. That's all I have to say about that. All right, good night, everybody.